Bismillahirrahmanirrahim and Assalamu alaikum. My name is Umar Raza and I am associated with HR profession. Today's program I am conducting, it is about reverse interviewing. This is a very interesting topic, and this is basically um, for those who are conducting the interviews, the interviewing panel, not for the candidates. By the way, when I do programs for the candidates, I specifically ask them, train them, coach them, counsel them that by the end of the interviews, when the panel is done with their interviews and they ask, even if they don't ask, do ask the questions. And what kind of questions they ask, that is also I tell them. But yes, there are lots of people who ask their kind of questions. But today's program is for those panel of interviewers who conduct the interviews, that they should be able to answer these kind of questions. I am going to share with you very quickly 5 very interesting questions that all the panels should be able to answer. Now, if they even not able to answer, and if the candidate is not asking those questions, these are the 5 questions that will be that will help the interviewing panel and the head of departments, the HR, the chief executives, the MDs, whoever conducting the interviews, to understand about their own organization well, and it will enhance the probability of getting a good candidate in to their organization if they see that the candidate whom they're interviewing is asking these questions. And if even they don't ask these questions, if they in themselves, in their team meetings, answer these questions amongst themselves, they will be able to generate a good organizational behavior within the organization. Now, very quickly, these 5 questions are very interesting. The first one is, what is the most challenging element about the role? So a candidate, if even he asks, or if even if he or she asks or doesn't ask, you should be able to understand that what are the challenging elements of this role that you are interviewing for. So for this, you should have a very clear job description. You should be able to have very clear challenging elements of the role that a candidate should be able to handle, and you should be able to answer. Second one, which is again very important, what type of person works well with this team? So you should be able to see the personality traits within the team that you are running, and you should be able to handle, you should be able to know your own personality traits, and you should be able to know the personality traits of the people that are already employed in the organization and in your team. And you should be able to answer this question also, that the person who is coming in, he or she should have a diverse kind of personality traits, or the similar kind of personality traits that the organization or the department already has in its team. The third one, what does success looks like in this position? So when you answer this question for yourself, you should be able to you will be generating a good enthusiasm within your own team, that okay, this is the kind of success that we are looking for. Or if you do this, you will be able to handle this position successfully. Or if you are able to do this, you would be able to look like successful within this role and within this position and this organization. So this question is not only for the candidate, but also for your own team and yourself, that what does success looks like within this role that you are even handling. The fourth one, if you could describe your team in 3 words, what would they be and why? You should be able to describe your own team. If you are a chief executive of the organization, if you are head of department of that department, if you are HR head of that company, you should be able to describe what are the 3 traits that this team has. What are the 3 defining, describing words that this team has? If is it is a diversified team, it is a multitasking team, it is a teamwork that is happening there, it is a value-driven team, whatever the 3 things that you should be able that define that organizational teams, The last one, and it is again very important one: how did the company determine its mission? So this is a very tricky question. Also, I don't think any candidate is will be going to ask this question. But yes, if a well trained interviewee is there, he or she can ask that question if he has done his or her homework. He has read your website, he has gone through the vision, values, and the mission statement of the organization. He or she may ask this question. Now, what is this question says? This question says that how did the company determine its mission? Now, this is a very tricky question. You have determined the mission, the team has determined the mission, or it has come from the board of the organization, or it has come from the owner of the organization. Now, if it is coming from the board of the organization, if it is coming from the owner or chief executive of the organization, then it has a different meaning. It means that there is a dictatorial kind of a setup that organization is running, and there is a mission given by the chief executive, and everyone is behind that. It may, on the other hand, have a positive outlook also, that yes, there is a leader in the organization. But on the other hand, if you have determined the mission of the organization through a process, a teamwork process, through giving them belonging with that mission statement, then it will have a different meaning. It entirely depends. I'm not saying that how it should be determined. What I'm saying is, when and how it is determined, it will say a lot about the organization. It will say a lot about to the candidate as to he or she be joining the organization or not. So in this quick presentation, these are the 5 questions that are right in front of you, and these type of questions can be asked by the candidate whom you are interviewing, and you should be able first to understand these questions. And regardless of the fact if the candidate is asking or not asking, you and your team should be able to answer these questions amongst your team, and to develop your team even in a better manner. This will reflect a lot in your organizational behavior as well. This is my email, and if you have any comment or any suggestion, you can give in the section below. Thank you very much. For the Hafiz.